Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It is September the 2nd, and we're in Psalm 143 and 144. Now, I never thought I would be saying this. There are people, you see, that say that there's no difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament, and that all the experiences of all the saints all down the centuries are just identical because we're all people of faith, we're all the same. Well, these two Psalms prove that that's not the case. Psalm 143, 144. Let's read it together and we'll see that between a Christian and old Israel there is a great difference. Great difference. Let's read it. He says in verse 1, "Hear my prayer, O Lord, give ear to my supplications. In thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness, and enter not into judgment with thy servant, for in thy sight shall no man living be justified." Now let's just unpack that a moment. It's David praying. It's a Psalm of David, and he's saying, "Lord, give ear to my supplications, listen to me. In thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness." So what he's pleading is the faithfulness and the righteousness of God, because David feels that God should hear him, because God will do the right thing. This isn't under grace, this is under law. He's pleading for God to hear him under righteousness. "And enter not into judgment with thy servant, for in thy sight shall no man living be justified." So in the second verse he's saying, look, if you entered into judgment with me, then there wouldn't be anybody in the whole world that would survive. So I don't want you to enter into judgment with me. I want you to be faithful to me, and in your righteousness hear me, listen to me. Now it's very interesting here that he says, "In thy sight shall no man living be justified." So David is aware that he sins. But when he sins, he has a remedy. The Lord has provided a remedy in the Old Covenant. It comes through repentance and through confession and through sacrifice. That's the way that sins were covered. Now let's move on. Verse 3, "For the enemy hath persecuted my soul. He hath smitten my life." Now, David was in a unique position, contrary to a Christian, in the sense that he was king of the children of Israel, and they were surrounded with mortal enemies. "The enemy hath persecuted my soul. He hath smitten my life down to the ground. He hath made me to dwell in darkness as those that have been long dead. Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is desolate. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all thy works. I muse on the works of thy hand. I stretch forth my hands unto thee. My soul thirsteth after thee as a thirsty land. Hear me speedily, O Lord. My spirit faileth. Hide not thy face from me, lest I be like those that go down into the pit." That pit there is the grave. David is struggling for his life, and the life that he's struggling for is a life of it's a life of human life under the Old Covenant. "Cause me to hear thy loving kindness in the morning, for in thee do I trust. Cause me to know the way wherein I should walk, for I lift up my soul unto thee. Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. I flee unto thee to hide me. Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. My spirit is good. Thy spirit is good. Lead me into the land of uprightness. Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake, for thy righteousness' sake. Bring my soul out of trouble. And in thy mercy cut off my enemies, and destroy all those that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant." Now then, whatever we might think of this prayer, whatever we might think of David, if you're a Christian today, you don't pray like that. You do not pray for the Lord to deliver you by destroying your enemies. He says, in your mercy cut off my enemies and destroy all those that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant. Now Psalm 144. Now in Psalm 144 we have a psalm of thanksgiving. It's a psalm of David. And again the password I'd like to bring to your attention is in verse 1 and 2. And let's read it together. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, my deliverer, my strength, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. So David is praying. He's in the midst of enemies, and he prays that the Lord will teach his hands to war and his fingers to fight. Now, if you're a Christian, you cannot pray that. Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passes away. Bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning, and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows, and destroy them. Send thine hand from above, and rid me. Deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song unto thee, O God. Upon a psaltery, an instrument of 10 strings, will I sing praises unto thee. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, and our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garner may be full according to all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labour, that there be no breaking in or going out, and that there be no complaining in our streets. Now David's not asking for much, is he? He's asking for everything. He says, Lord, bless us in war, and give us everything we need. Give us children, give us sons, give us daughters, give us crops, give us sheep, give us oxen. And I love verse 15. He says, happy is that people that in such a case, yea, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. Now I wanted to notice something about the people whose God is the Lord. This is not a people that's saved. They're not Christians in any sense. They're not even an Old Testament version of being a Christian. What they are a people. They are an ethnic group. They are the children of Israel. They're all the extended family, the 12 tribes of Israel. And he says, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. You see, the Lord was in a covenant relationship with these people. They weren't in this relationship with the God as individuals. They were in it together. They were brought into the covenant as a unit, and they remained in that covenant in a unit. Of course, they could always sin. If they sinned, it would be individual. They sinned as individuals, and they lost fellowship with their covenant God. But the main point is that they were in this together. There are people, you see, that say that the Old Testament saints, they got saved the same as Christians were saved. They came into salvation by grace and through faith, and that, of course, is not the case at all. They were in a covenant relationship together as a whole nation, and they were brought into that relationship by the covenant sacrifices. It was by the blood of bulls and of goats that they came into this covenant. and they were a people whose God is the Lord. That's the point. Well, God bless you. Great to speak to you. Look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.